thing I'm going to do is change the horns. The horns on the car sounds really bad. Let me show you. The horn actually sounds like this, so I have to change it. So actually both of the blocks broke off. So both of the horns are now connected and they should work, so let's test it. This wire should go over the hanger, so I have to remove the horn again. This should be now finished, so final test and we're ready. So let's do the next thing. So the next thing I'm going to do is the center bearing on the drive shaft. So I'm planning to change the center bearing with the carrier, and also it's quite dark, but I'm going to change the output shaft seal on the gearbox because it's leaking, and also change the gearbox oil. So first thing I'm going to do is remove the gearbox mount with this cross arm, and then remove the drive shaft from the gearbox, and then the drive shaft from the differential. But first let's remove the cross member. Have to remove the center bearing support first, then I have a bit more room to remove the bolts that are holding the drive shaft to the gearbox. So let's remove the support first. As you can see, the mount is actually separated, and the bearing also doesn't sound that good. So it's good that we are going to change it. So I raised one of the rear wheels, so now I can turn the drive shaft and hope I'll get the bolts loose. So I got the drive shaft removed. Actually I didn't have to remove the drive shaft from the differential because it came off the spline really easily. So I think I can change the center bearing quite easily. Also, as I mentioned, the center bearing mount is actually broken in two pieces, as you can see, and the bearing, it sounds like this, so, and it's quite off balanced. So I fixed the gearbox output shaft with the one wrench, so I can lock it up and undo the center nut, so I can remove the flange. Now I will remove the shift linkage, so I can replace the O-ring that is also leaking. First, I already disassembled the gear lever, and now I will try to remove the linkage from the gearbox. The seal that I got for the shift linkage is actually not the seal that keeps the oil inside the gearbox, but actually, maybe you can see, there's an O-ring inside the shift linkage, just to keep the that there won't be that much play in it. So I can't change the seal up here, but it looks like there might not even be a seal here. It feels like it's just metal, so maybe there isn't a seal here, because I didn't see any other part in the parts catalog. So I'll leave it as it is and change the output shaft seal only, and also the O-ring that I have for the shift linkage. So I cleaned up the shift linkage. I added the new O-ring inside this coupling, and also I added a washer between these bushings, so now there will be less play in the shift linkage, which would be better for the gear shifts. So first I will try to get it on there and also get the pin in. So the shift linkage is back on the car, and now I will try to remove the rear seal. There is some weird rough edges. There was probably some leftover rubber from the seal. So I oiled up the new seal. It should fit here. The new seal is now in. Before I put the flange on, I will drain the gearbox oil and also add new oil. So now I'm going to add some new oil. I'm going to use Motul gearbox oil that's recommended for using this Volvo M90 gearbox, and I have a really big syringe to get the fluid in. Now the gearbox is full of oil. I had to overfill it a bit because the car is tilted backwards, so to get the right level of oil I needed to add some more, but I think it's okay now, and I can put the gearbox flange back on. So now the gearbox is done. I need to install the driveshaft and the cross member, and then we'll be ready. So I got the center bearing changed. I had to tap it out with a hammer, the whole bearing, because I don't have a hydraulic press. And also I got the new bearing on with the slight tapping with the hammer. It's now sounds good and it's still solid. So I can put everything back together. There is one spline missing from the shaft. This means that the shaft can go together only in one position. Now the drive shaft and also the gearbox is finished. Everything is bolted down. The center bearing is really tight compared to the other one, and the bearing is also without any noise, so I think I'm finished under the car. I can change the tires now, and then I will wash the car.